All right, welcome back to a live stream here. We were off for a couple weeks at Christmas Day and then New Year's Day, but we are back here. First stream of the year for 2025. We have a song called Three Words. So if you want to mix along here with the stream, or if you just want some extra mixing practice, you can use the link at the top of the chat or at the top of the description, and you can download the multi-tracks for this song completely for free. It is called Three Words. You'll see a link to download the tracks for this song, as well as a link that'll take you back to the stream so you can watch along, mix along with the multi-tracks, or you can just use them for your own mixing practice as well. So we've got full drum kit, bass, couple electrics, pair of acoustics, piano, organ, lead vocal, and then two sets of background vocals that we'll have to deal with for bridge sections and then chorus sections. I do have, I think, a little bit of mixing on here. Most of these are just preset chains. Yeah, so that's empty. I think the only thing that has a little bit of processing is the two sets of backgrounds. Sometimes when I'm recording big stacks of backgrounds, I'll put on like a preset chain while I'm recording, just so they're not so thick and so heavy. So that might be something we just have to tweak along the way. Those should be pretty stock there. We'll pull these down. I do have my mix bus processing in place here. Excuse me. So I have my mix bus compressor set at negative 1.6. 30 millisecond attack, 100 millisecond release, 2:1 ratio, and then a dB of makeup gain there. Up above it is the Studio One console shaper, the PreSonus console shaper, running just the drive on, but all the way at 0, no noise, no crosstalk, nothing like that. And then at the end of the chain, I'm using the Soft Tube Tape Machine. This is actually the only not stock plugin that I'm running because Studio One doesn't offer a tape machine. Most DAWs don't have a stock tape machine, so this is the only plugin that I've bought here. But it actually integrates really well inside of Studio One. Running it on the B setting here, 30 inches per second, just gives me a little bit more bottom, a little bit more warmth as well. And then at the end of everything is a limiter, bumping everything up 6 dB. So I get that kind of mastering feel, that little bit of limiting in the chain. And then you can see I'm pulling my main down by 6 dB, so I'm not listening at a really loud level. Let's jump in here. We're going to start with the kick drum, and we're going to work our way through this track here. I want to get the limiter in place here, so let's kind of see where our bigger peaks are for this track. So there, we actually have one in this chorus. Let's take a look at where that's hitting. Oof. We might have to pull a couple limiters here. Let's see. That's not bad. So 73 is one of our big peaks. Let's take a look at the big ones here. So we can go, let's go down to negative 9.5 and see if we're hitting here. This might be our biggest peak here. Let's see how some of these at the end fare. I think we're going to rock with that. There was one right after that was a little bit crazy. Right there. But let's see how we fare. This should keep us pretty even here. We're going to do a high pass filter next here. A little bit of ringing going on. This is something that always just happens on drums that are recorded here at the studio. It's just some ringing from the snare, so it could be mic position or the compression that's going on the kick drum or the snare drum. I should just build that into my plug-in chain, a little stock notch there at like 796. Let's see if our compressor can get us under control here. I might want to go heavier with the limiting here. I'm going to pull this guy down just a touch. So duplicate him down. And I'm just going to bring it down to maybe -11 here, and we'll take a little look-see and kind of see what's going on. Just that extra little help from our limiter. All right, now we want to boost some top end here. I like boosting top end into compression. I just love the way the compressor holds down the top end click. That's feeling good. And then I want to boost bottom end post compression here. Just trying to balance the top end and bottom end here. There we go. Let me close that vent there as the heat turns on. We're going to leave that there for the moment. Let's see where our peaks are here. So maybe -11. Let's see. So we might need a little bit more just to catch those bigger peaks there. So I am going to double down here. Same thing we did on the kick. Copy the limiter down, and then just pull them down maybe another dB. I don't know if these are catching at all. Yeah. Cool, so that'll keep us in line there. Roll off a little bit of bottom. Fellow Studio One user. Yes, I love Studio One. One of my favorites. I've used Studio One Pro Tools, and I used GarageBand for a little bit as well. I have a little bit of experience with Logic. But this is by far my favorite. All right, high pass. Let's get some compression in. I want to get some top on it, some air. And then a ton of mid-range here. Nice. And then just a touch of bottom here. I'm tempted to do more limiting on the snare. I don't want to, but I might do it. Let's see how it sounds. This is a horrible, horrible idea. This is so much limiting on the snare. I actually love it. I want to do it on the kick too, but let, let's take a look. This is so much limiting, and it's so wrong in so many ways. Oh, let's see if we can ruin the kick more. Yeah, not taking any extra limiting there. Let's take a look at our toms here, see if we have any big tom fills to look at. you, you don't like that you can't take a Pro Tools session to any other DAW? That's what Pro Tools wants for you. Oh, let's take a look at this fill here. A little bit of top. And then a little bit of bottom. Pull out some mud here on the overheads. You know what? On the snare, you hear that? There was a phase flip on that was just screwing us up. That is wild. All right, let's fix our snare before we go too much further. I was hearing it there as I put the overheads in. There was something wonky with the snare drum. Let's see where we're sitting. See how much more body we have now on the snare? That is ridiculous. All right, so there's our biggest hit, I think. We'll take a look at some of these other ones. Nope, nothing there. Let's take a look at this one. Nothing there. All right, so I'm going to take the same limiter, and we're just going to walk it down a little bit further. We'll go down to 11 and see kind of where we're sitting. That will hold us in. That will hold us in place there. All right, that's why that mid-range was sounding so terrible as we boosted it too. It was sounding phasey and shaky and just all around wonky. My coffee's getting really cold. All right, now let's get the top end in there. It sounds pretty now. Listen to that crack we have in the mid-range now. Don't need that extra limiter now. Let's take one more look at our kick. Make sure everything is okay here. We'll rock with that. Make it a little bit quicker. These are some quick kick hits. All right, let's add our mono room in. Let's round out our kit here, and let's get moving. We've spent so much time on the drums. Right there. That's just the Bricasti reverb there. All right, on to the bass guitar. We have escaped the drums at like 30 minutes. Pull a little bit of this 200 area out. Let's add some mids here, some bite. Just a little bit of growl. And some string noise. Now bottom end. Ooh, there it is. That feels really good. All right, our acoustic is going to be our main melodic driving factor here, and then with the background. So that's why the backgrounds were kind of pre-mixed here. So the song is written off of. That's where the song is based off of. So those I kind of mixed as I recorded those there. A little bit high pass. A little bit of compression. And maybe some top. Cool. Piano next. Same thing, roll off a little bottom. So this is the advantage of having preset chains. So it's not plug-in presets that I'm pulling in and then it's just mixed, but it's chains that I can pull in that I don't have to pull the compressor all the way up and then pull the output all the way down. It's kind of at a point that it's already close enough to, if something's coming in at a good level, it's going to give me the right amount of compression. I've barely tweaked the compressor. It's giving me 3 dB reduction. And then on the EQ, this is already set to 4K for piano, which is where I'm usually boosting. So if you find yourself mixing the same instruments all the time and going to the same points all the time, set up an EQ, set up a compressor that has those points good, where you can just open up the chain and tweak from there instead of having to move it over or pull up the threshold all the way, that kind of stuff. Whoo, those are some thick guitars there. One of the most important frequency ranges on electric guitar is the mid-range. This like 1 to 1.5K area, that's what you're selling on electric guitar. That's what we're missing here. That and a little bit of shimmer up at like 5K. I don't want these to be really thick. They're panned wide, although I'm mixing in mono. Mixing in mono is pretty helpful. It makes you work a little bit harder to get your frequency balance right, where if you're in stereo, you can throw things out to the side and not worry about it. A little bit of compression. Now, while these electric guitars may not need this amount of may not need compression at all, they have that little bit of crunch on them, so they'll kind of stay where they are. I love what this compressor does frequency-wise. It's going to hold things in place a little bit volume-wise, but everything is pretty even on these electrics, as you can see, which usually happens with more distorted electric guitars. The more distortion, the more even they're going to be, the less compression you're going to need on the back end. But I love how this holds the tone in place. And just 3 dB reduction. Just a little bit of brightness there. Before. A little bit of organ. Just a little bit of glue. Everything else has those breaks in between, the strumming on the electric, the bouncing on the piano, strumming on the acoustic there. The organ stays right there, so it fills all the cracks in between all our other instruments. And if you're just jumping in here, if you're just joining the stream, or if you joined a little while ago, you can download the multi-tracks for the song and mix along with the stream here, or just use them as your own free mixing practice. The multi-tracks are completely free to download. Link at the top of the chat or at the top of the description. The song is called 3 Words. You can download them, pull them into your own DAW. You can mix along with the stream here, or you can just use them as extra mixing practice for yourself. All right, let's get our vocal in here.
Those 3 words, all I needed. You speak up, I'm completed. Your voice sends me reeling, and your touch is all healing.
I don't want to thin out the vocal too much, but right there seems okay. Let's take a listen in the verse, make sure we're not cutting anything off there.
I've been living on my own for so long.
That's fine.
3 words, all I need.
I don't feel like I need to pull anything out there, so let's get the compressor in place.
Those 3 words, all I needed. You speak up, I'm completed. Your voice sends me reeling, and your touch is all healing. Those 3 words, all I needed, and my heart is come. Those 3 words, all I needed, all I needed. You speak up, I'm completed. Your voice sends me reeling, and your touch is all healing. Those 3 words, all I needed, and my heart is complete. Hey baby, hey baby. Those 3 words, all I needed. You speak up, I'm completed. Your voice.
So we're doing about 10 dB reduction on the vocal. It's something you kind of see. It's something I got from watching all the old CLA videos, is just using one compressor on the vocal and pushing into it, especially something like an 1176, anything that's going to give you some color and some energy on the vocal, pushing harder into that instead of doing a little bit of compression, a little bit more compression, pulling in a parallel chain, just using something on your vocal that's going to give it some energy, some evenness, and some weight to it, just some punch. So when you pull it up in the track, it's going to be even and it's going to sit out front. DS are here next.
3 words, all I needed. You speak up, I'm completed. Your voice sends me reeling, and your touch is all healing. And your touch sends me reeling. Your voice sends me reeling. Those 3 words, all I needed.
And then just some air.
Speak up, I'm completed. Your voice sends me reeling, and your touch is all healing. Those 3 words, all I needed. You speak up, I'm completed. Your voice sends me reeling, and your touch is all healing. Those 3 words, all I needed, and my heart is completed. Those 3 words, all I needed. You speak up, I'm completed.
All right, I've got it already sent to my reverb. Let's pull it up in the verse here.
I've been living on my own for so long, so long. I never thought I would depend on you. I didn't want to, 'cause the time it takes for love to grow old. I've been living on my own for so long. These 3 words, all I needed. You speak up, I'm completed. Your voice sends me reeling, and your touch is all healing. These 3 words, all I needed, and my heart is completed.
All right, guitar solo is next here. Yeah, we'll do the guitar solo next. Then we'll do the background vocals. We've got a bridge set and a chorus set because they move a little bit differently and they're different singers, so can't put them on the same track.
These 3 words, all I need is completed.
Another very, very thick guitar. Oh, I keep going back too far. Same compressor. Got a hall verb I'm going to send this to.
Is completed.
Cool, I'm going to leave that for now. We'll tweak that a little bit more later. Background vocals I want to touch next.
Hey baby, these 3 words, all I needed. You speak up, I'm completed. Your voice sends me.
I stand corrected. They're the same singer.
3 words, all I needed. These 3 words.
All right, I'm going to mute the lead vocal for a second. I'm going to dial in the reverb on the backgrounds. Let me show you what's going on these. There's no processing on the individual tracks. All the dot-das are going to this bus here, pulling out a whole bunch of mids here, a whole bunch of bottom end, boosting a little bit of 3.5K and a little bit of almost 9K there. So a little bit of air, a little bit of bite in the mid-range, pulling out of all that low muddiness there. And then just a touch of compression here with like an LA2A style compressor. Like I said, this was put on during recording. If I'm going to listen to big backgrounds while I'm building a song out, they better sound good. And then the other ones in the bridge, in the solo section, kind of the same thing there. Just a little bit less of the mid-range in the top there, because they're ahs, and then compression as well there. Just slightly different levels as well. I keep being tempted to push the toms up. I'm going to do it, and we're going to forget about it and let it go. If it bothers me, I'll pull them back down. I'm still not quite satisfied with the solo, but everything is in. We're going to reference, and then I'm going to listen on the speakers here in the room, and we're going to see how everything is looking. I'm actually going to take a listen here on the speakers in the room and see how everything is feeling. That should be our start point there. I don't know why there's an extra marker there. That's kind of strange. Okay, yeah, we're going to take a listen. There's an extra endpoint here. I don't know if it's included in the multi-track files that you can download, but there was an extra piano at some point tagged on the ending. Let me close all of these here and I'll show that to you. So when you download all the files, if there's one called piano outro, you can either use that if you'd like. There's an extra little tag on the end. So if you want to throw that in there, feel free. It just looks like that, and it goes off to this other marker there. We've decided not to use that in the track here and just let it end normally. Originally, we're going to do some stuff on the ending. We kind of let it fall by the wayside and just let it go. So the track's just going to end normally. There was originally going to be some weird piano outro, put some stuff on it, but we've kind of just let it go there. So it's going to end normally here on the song. So if you do get that extra track, if I don't know if it's included in the multi-tracks, you can either nuke it or you can use it and mix it in and let the track end differently. All right. So for now, I'm going to take off my headphones. I'm going to mute my mic here, and we're going to listen in on the speakers here in the room before we do any referencing, and then we'll come back one more time and do any final tweaks on the speakers, on the headphones, and we will finish this track up here. So I'm going to mute this, and we're going to take a listen in the room.
I've been living on my own for so long, so long. I never thought I would depend on you. I didn't want to, 'cause the time it takes for love to grow old, the time it takes for a heart to grow cold. I was convinced I didn't have what it takes. You were the one who showed me it's worth all it takes. Oh, baby, these 3 words, all I needed. You speak up, I'm completed. Your voice sends me reeling. Your touch is all healing. These 3 words, all I needed. And my heart is completed. You have shown me what I can do, girl.
99 producer, I'm using OBS to stream into YouTube.
Could we make such a perfect pair? Who could know? Now I know there is no one else that I'd rather call. 'Cause you and me have built our very own. The light in your eyes tells me we'll be alright. And we'll pull through, girl, you know when I give you my life. Hey, baby, these 3 words, all I needed. You speak up, I'm completed. Your voice sends me reeling.
All right, I'm happy with where everything is sitting. Yeah, no problem. 99 the producer. So it's just an output on the mixer I'm using, and it's just sending the output of Studio One as well as my microphone here into OBS on a feed, and then it's just a screen capture as well as a capture of my camera, which is actually just my phone up there. So that's how I'm streaming out to YouTube, and you can just send the output of OBS into the YouTube live stream. Okay, we're gonna reference here. We're going to get this finished up, and then I'm going to listen one more time on the mains. For me, the mains in the room here, I'm just using M Audio, the old BX8s. I've had them forever. I'm comfortable with them. But I kind of just use them in the room to find any harsh spots. My headphones give me the bottom end. They give me the top end. They give me everything else. But when I switch to my mains in the room here, they let me know if that 2, 3, 4, 5K area is too harsh, which is when you crank it up loud, if that area is harsh, no one's going to listen to your song. If it's killing them in the high mids, everyone's going to dip so fast. I might look at this section here for the drums. We'll just loop this chorus and we'll let it fly for the moment. If I have any issues trying to get the drums going, sometimes when you have the 4 on the floor, it's really, really tough to get things set right. So we might look at that section, but I'm going to roll with this for the moment, and we'll take a look at everything, see how everything is looking. So we're just going to go up to 0 here. I'm going to throw an EQ on the output here. So if you do have big mains, if you're using subs in your room, be mindful. This is going to get a little bit louder. We're going to listen to 50 hertz and below, and we're going to look at the 2 reference tracks I have pulled in here. Now, using the EQ trick like this and referencing, it's not about copying the frequency range of the reference track. These are different songs, obviously, from the song we're working on. So just copying the frequency response isn't going to get us a good mix. Pulling in a reference track is about knowing what they sound like on other systems. This is how you get your track to sound good in the car, on bigger speakers, if you're doing EDM in the club, that kind of stuff. Having a reference that you know really well and you know what it sounds like on the radio, in your car, on big house speakers, knowing what it sounds like in all those different areas allows you to pull it into your session and compare it against your mix and know, like, okay, mine needs a little bit more bottom end, mine needs a little bit more top end. It also gives you a gauge of, oh, I can push more top end here without it being harsh, because you know what the reference sounds like. I have 2 tracks here from Joe Gilder. So if you do know Home Studio Corner, Joe Gilder, one of my favorite mixers. It's who I came up watching. Always loved the way his mixes sounded. So those are my reference tracks because I've listened to them forever. I've listened to him mix forever, so I know what they sound like in the car. I've blasted them in the car. I've blasted them here in the studio on these headphones. So I'm comfortable with these. I know what they sound like, and I know how to compare my mix against them here. So all that to say, we're going to look at 50 hertz and below here. I'm going to cook this up a little bit to check our bottom end. I'm going to flip to mono here. So here's just 50 hertz and below. All right, I'm going to leave those for the moment. I feel like I could use more of that sub area, but I want to check the octave above it here, so 50 to 100 hertz. If we still need more, then I'll push everything. But if this is fine, I might just go back and add just a touch of EQ at like 50 hertz on both the kick and the bass. No, I'm gonna kick both of them up just a notch. Oh yeah. That makes the song feel really, really good. All right, now we're gonna jump up to the super, super highs. So I like to shock my ears a little bit. Not with volume or anything like that, so don't worry there. I just like to go from listening to the super, super lows to listening to the super, super highs. I used to just work up octave by octave here and make my way up to the top end, but a while back I went from bottom end and switched to just jumping to the top end and then working back down. That way my ears don't get too used to listening to one frequency range and get all weirdly isolated like that. So bottom end, then the super, super highs, and I work my way back down. So extreme to extreme here. A little bit too much on the cymbals there. Better. Better. Kick. So I'm going to mute the snare drum here because I'm going to do one more click on the kick here. Oh, there it is. Now I'm going to do the opposite here. I'm going to mute the kick. We're going to listen to the snare. Kicks, or the snare sounds great. All right, 5K to 10K now, an octave. All right, cymbals sound great there. I feel like we have more hype in the top end. It's not bothering me though. We'll make sure that's okay on the mains as well. Kick sounds good. Let's check the snare. Snare sounds great as well. Especially after all that work we did to get the snare right, finding out it's out of phase. Oh. So the reason that was actually in there, if you're still here from the beginning of the stream when we fought the snare drum on end, I used to record just straight into my mixer here, and then I would flip the phase of the snare drum in the mix session here. But now I actually record the snare drum through the top and the bottom through a pair of PreSonus Eureka's. So I flip the phase of the top on there. This is part of an old template, so that phase flip was still in there, just messing us up. Ooh, a little bit too much energy there on the vocal. And that is why we have this guy here at the end. Oh. Better. That sounds great. I'm going to mute the snare drum just a second. Take a listen to the kick. Kick sounds good. We've got a little more energy there on the vocal. I'm going to leave it. If it bothers me, we'll cut it later. Ah, I didn't unmute the snare. All right, sounding really, really good here. There is too much energy, I think. Better. That sounds great on the vocal. I like the snare. I like the little bit of bass we have here too. Last little frequency range. The snare, our snare's fatter, which I like. I like a fat snare. And I might give the vocal some bottom end weight here. I really like where this is sitting. All right, I'm going to pull the volume of the stream down because we're going to listen at 0 here now. So the volume for you should stay the same. But the volume for me is going to go up here. We're going to listen all the way through on headphones. The only thing I'm not positive about is, of course, the solo. The acoustics look like they're okay there. We might have to add a fade there, but for now we'll be okay. So we're going to listen all the way through here, see how everything is sounding. We're going to flip back to stereo, and then we're going to listen through on the mains one last time and do any final tweaks. So here we go.
I've been living on my own for so long, so long. I never thought I would depend
Okay, all right. I just wanted to hear everything once on headphones here. I'm gonna switch to the mains, and we're gonna see if I have to make any tweaks here. If we have to make tweaks, I'm gonna be so disappointed in how we worked on the mid range here. All right, headphones off. Oh, give my ears just a touch break here, and we're gonna jump into the mains. This will be the final listen through as we make our way through the song. Everything sounds really, really controlled on headphones, which I'm happy with. So we shouldn't have any issues here on the mains. All right, here we go. Final listen through on the track.
I've been living on my own for so long, so long. I never thought I would depend on you. I didn't want to, 'cause the time it takes for a love to grow old, the time it takes for a heart to grow cold. I was convinced I didn't have what it takes. You were the one who showed me it's worth all it takes. Oh, baby, it's 3 words, all I needed. You speak up, I'm completed. Your voice sends me reeling. Your touch is all healing. It's 3 words, all I needed. And my heart is completed. You have shown me what I can do, girl. I've grown. Could we make such a perfect pair? Who could know? Now I know there is no one else that I'd rather call. 'Cause you and me have built a very own. The light in your eyes tells me we'll be alright. And we'll pull through, girl, you know when I give you my life. Hey, baby, it's 3 words, all I needed. You speak up, I'm completed. Your voice sends me reeling. Your touch is all healing. It's 3 words, all I needed. And my heart is completed. It's 3 words, all I needed. You speak up, I'm completed. Your voice sends me reeling. Your touch is all healing. It's 3 words, all I needed. And my heart is completed.
All right. I like that. I like that a lot. That's feeling really, really good. I'm happy with how that's feeling. You could see I bumped up the vocal a touch and I bumped up the lead guitar a touch. That's the stuff that sticks out on speakers as well, is you get a better perception of volume instead of stuff being parked right here. It's out in front of you. You get a better center feel as well. There's no center feel on headphones sometimes, even when you're mixing in mono. So throwing it onto the speakers, getting that view of the center where the vocal sits, just bumped that a little bit. I bumped the background vocals a little bit as well because they felt a little low. Other than that, everything feels really, really good. The vocal wasn't harsh or anything. There was no pokiness or edginess on it. I was just afraid of those longer notes, that they would be harsh and there'd be a frequency that popped out. But everything feels really, really good. If you stuck here to the end, you are quite the trooper. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to mix this song, if you want to mix along with the stream, make sure you download the multi-tracks. The link is at the top of the chat or at the top of the description. You can download the multi-tracks completely for free. The song is called 3 Words. There'll be a link to download the multi-tracks for the song, as well as a link back to the stream here. So if you're going there after the stream is over, you can watch the stream back, mix along with the stream, or just use the multi-tracks for your own free mixing practice. Thank you so much for joining me for the first stream of the year here. We are back and hopefully staying with this week to week here. No more holidays or anything to throw us off. Thanks so much for joining me here today, and I will see you in the next one very, very soon. Ha! I jumped to the wrong camera here at the end. I'll see you in the next one very, very soon.